Hello friends, hey amigos. How do you say friends in your native language? I'm Gabby from GoNaturalEnglish.com, and you may know that I've been teaching English as a second language and Spanish for over 10 years, mostly online. And so today I'm finally going to share my best strategies and tech tools with you for learning and teaching online in 2020. This is a very important time for learning and teaching online. And whether you're learning and teaching English as a second language, another language, or really any subject at all, these tips I hope will be helpful for you. The most important thing when you leave the physical classroom, the traditional classroom with four walls and a roof, and go home to be a self-learner or to teach and learn online with your teacher, is to create structure, because you no longer have those walls and your teacher's eyes giving you structure and accountability. So you have to create it for yourself. Both teachers and students, we must create our own accountability and structure. How do we do this? Well, use a calendar. Perhaps Google Calendar, that's my calendar of choice, to batch study time. You can create a repeating study time every day or Monday through Friday, or block off time to study, to focus, and treat it like an important job. It's not a hobby and it's not optional. This is your job and we're going to treat it like it is very important. Priority number one. So that's the most important beginning base tip, but I want to share some apps and software, all with free options for you to use them, as well as premium options for some of them, that will really help you to learn faster and to teach with more ease and less headaches. Now, every day when I study or when I work, or both, I create to-do lists. I live by my to-do list. If I don't write down what I need to do, I usually forget at least half of it. And so I love making to-do lists because it helps me remember what I need to do, and I can prioritize them, writing the most important things that I need to do first, and I get the joy of crossing them off, crossing each to-do item off when I complete it, and that gives me a sense of satisfaction. So of course, you can make your to-do lists on a piece of paper with a pen or pencil, but if you're a techie person and you would like to use an app, I have a couple suggestions for you. One is TickTick. You can find it at ticktick.com. It's really beautiful, really simple, and you can keep all of your to-do lists there. I also like Trello.com because you can create boards and you can have sequences of to-do lists, and you can also share these with collaborators, which could be your classmates or your teacher, or just keep them for your own records. So to-do lists are really key. Remember to write down your assignments, your projects, whether you're a teacher or a student. This is really important. Before we move on to the next tip, I want to stress the importance of creating to-do items that are completable, like a SMART goal, something that's specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and timely. So do not put on your to-do list, become fluent in English. It's too big, it's not specific enough, it's not bound by time, and it's hard to know if and when you achieved it. So instead of that, make your to-do items as small as possible, something that you could reasonably achieve within a 30-minute time period. So for example, you might write, review 10 vocabulary words, or find 10 new vocabulary words or phrasal verbs and memorize them. Okay, just an example. Now, for learning new content, I use YouTube for a lot of my own learning. There's so many good how-tos and tutorials and educational videos on YouTube, but let's be honest, some of them are pretty long. So, like this video, I look for timestamps and chapters. So in this video, if you look down below and in the description, you'll find timestamps where you can click on the section that is most useful for you, and a lot of videos have this now. So watch for that and use it to your advantage. Now, whether a video has timestamps or chapters or not, I also recommend watching the video on 1.5 speed. This will help you to find the most useful information quickly. You can always slow it down, pause it, and repeat it once you've found what you're looking for. Now, of course, you can do this with any video or podcast or really any learning material where you can control the speed. And again, you can try this out in this video. Just look down below for the timestamps and the chapter markers and let me know what you think of this feature. Next, it's really important to avoid distractions. When you're at home and you have your smartphone next to you, it is so hard not to just take a quick break and check social media. I know. Sometimes social media can even be helpful for your studies, like if you're asking a question and getting help, but you know when it's distracting you and helping you. And so when you need to focus, I have a couple of great hacks for you. One is especially for Facebook that I've been using for years now. It's a Chrome extension called Newsfeed Eradicator. To eradicate means to remove, to delete, and that's exactly what it does. So now if I'm on my laptop and I have the extension on and I go to Facebook, I don't see anything in my news feed. There's nothing for me to get distracted by or no posts to get sucked into. I simply have to return to my studies. If other social sites are causing you to lose your focus, use an extension called Work Mode. It, while it's on, will not allow you to access any social media site like Facebook or Instagram. And that, I believe, could be very useful when you're trying to focus on learning new content, maybe reading an article, doing an assignment, writing an essay. These are times when you don't really want to be distracted by social media. So try it out and you can thank me later. Sometimes it's really important to memorize information. Maybe you're studying to be on the Jeopardy game show. Maybe you want to memorize the capital cities of the world or some new vocabulary words in English or another language. Maybe you're studying chemistry and need to memorize that table of elements. Well, in any case, using flashcards can be very helpful. You can do this with paper flashcards and a pen or pencil, or you can use some apps that I really enjoy. One is Anki. It's been around for a while, and I'm gonna link to all of these in the description. There's a couple others that I recently learned about. One is called Tiny Cards by the makers of Duolingo, but it's not just for language learning, it's for any subject. And another is called Super Memo. Now, to use flashcards really intelligently, you should use spaced time repetition. This means that every week or so, and 1 week is the best time period to repeat and review your cards until you truly have memorized them. Now, I've heard that it can take up to 23 times of seeing the same information to really memorize it and be able to remember it on your own. So don't be shy to review and repeat and use flashcards to your advantage, especially these free apps that make it fun to download and to create your own flashcard decks. And we can save a few trees in the meantime. With space-time repetition, repeating your flashcards weekly, you're actually gonna spend less cumulative time studying and remember that information much faster. So choose one of these and take them for a spin. Try out creating your own flashcard deck for whatever you're learning. You could also take advantage of existing flashcard decks that other people have made. Maybe you're not the first person to study phrasal verbs in English and someone else has created an Anki card deck that they might be able to share with you. As we know, the most important thing is for you to stay organized, and sometimes it's harder to do when you're learning in a digital world. That's why I want to tell you about OnlyOffice. This is an online program for your desktop, laptop, or your smartphone in an app format where you can keep all of your assignments, all of your docs, spreadsheets, presentations, and even messaging and a forum and everything you need, a calendar, checklists, and projects all in one place. So if you're tired of trying to remember all of these different sites and apps that you use for learning, I want to tell you more about how OnlyOffice can help you. This is really good for students and teachers because you can keep your worksheets, your course books, your assignments, your workflows, your syllabi, everything in one place, all in OnlyOffice. You can share all of your documents with your students, classmates, friends, parents, study group, whomever you like. You can invite anyone and they can comment on it. You can comment on other people's work and you can message each other. And there's even like a social network kind of forum where you can connect with people. So instead of wasting time on social media sites where the focus is not your studies, you can create your own study environment with a social network inside it. For anyone who's learning English or who has to write an essay or a report in English, OnlyOffice features a thesaurus, which is a tool that helps you to keep your vocabulary diversified and keep you from using the same word over and over and over, which may result in a lower grade. So use that thesaurus to your advantage and increase your grades on your next essay or report, or make people think that you are really smart, which you are, but we need to use a thesaurus to keep our vocabulary really impressive. And it features a translator as well if you'd like to use that feature to help you if you get stuck on a word and how to say it in English. We also have features like bookmarks, editors, and table of contents generator, and a bibliography generator. So if you're writing a report that requires a list of sources, it's easier than ever. If you're working on a group project for work or for your class, you can collaborate in real time with OnlyOffice. So you can decide on what font to use or which vocabulary word from the thesaurus fits best. This is also really great for a tutor and a student to use together to be able to work on writing in real time. OnlyOffice is really easy to use because it has kind of a familiar look to it, kind of like MS Office formats. It's also compatible with MS Office. It's GDPR compliant. It's 100% cloud-based too. It works in any browser. It's free for schools, and there's discounts for institutions of higher education. You can also use it for work. Really, the applications are endless. I think that if you're looking for an integrated solution to working or studying online, you should take it for a spin, especially because in the description, I'm going to share a link where you can get 6 months completely free access to OnlyOffice. So you can try it out at no risk and see the applications that you could use it for. Let me know in the comments if you can think of other ways that you might use OnlyOffice to benefit you in your work or your studies or your teaching. You can also use OnlyOffice to create a calendar or a timeline for your projects, which is perfect for a class or maybe a work project where you have a strict deadline and you need everyone on the same page. No pun intended. But it's really great to be able to create a to-do list, assign it to someone, put a date on it, and share documents all in one place. So I'm super excited about OnlyOffice. I just wanted to tell you more about it because it's something new that maybe you haven't heard of yet. So those are some tips for working, studying, and teaching online. Have you tried any of these? Do you have any other apps or software that you could share with us in the comments that you recommend? Again, all of these suggestions are free for you to use in one way or another. Some of them have premium options as well. I'm going to include links to all of them down in the description, so I hope that they are helpful for you. And I wish you the best with your online teaching, your online learning, your online work. And really, I think that this is a great opportunity for us to figure out how to work and learn and teach smarter and better. So, as they say, let's take these lemons and make lemonade. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you here next week, every Wednesday here at Go Natural English. Bye for now.